Coming up on Cronkite News, Yom Kippur starts this week. We'll hear from Jewish students at ASU on how they're feeling as the holiday approaches.
Plus, an increase in shipping prices. We'll tell you how long they'll be around and what that could mean for the holiday season.
And an Arizona nonprofit was recently awarded a grant worth more than $1 million. How it's using the money to improve college access for all.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Jacob Flores.
And I'm Sydney Whitty. Thank you for joining us. Yom Kippur starts at sundown tomorrow. It is the holiest day in Judaism. Cronkite News reporter Michelle Aaron tells us about a growing concern from Jewish ASU students.
Jewish students prepare to pray, something else weighs on their mind. According to the Anti-Defamation League, a national organization fighting anti-Semitism, nearly 1/3 of Jewish college students experienced anti-Semitism on college campuses in 2021.
At ASU, 6% of the student population identifies as Jewish. Many of them attend Hillel, the largest Jewish campus organization in the world. ASU Hillel student leader Ariella Golden says she knows the root of some of the problems.
Hasn't been like blatant or explicit anti-Semitism. A lot of it's misinformation, but there have been a couple times where I've seen like flyer campaigns and things are just like really blatantly and terribly anti-Semitic.
In August 2020, anti-Semitic posters were found on ASU's Tempe campus. Then, a second incident occurred in November of 2021. The University Police Department issued a statement soon after the flyers were posted. But some students feel the university isn't taking enough steps.
There are always going to be people who have an agenda and they want to, they don't care about the information. They just have their ideas and they're going to be anti-Semitic. I would say that a lot of it does come from misinformation. And if there was steps in place to educate before these things happen, then we would definitely see a decrease.
A recent survey by AEPI, a national Jewish fraternity, found that 65% of openly Jewish students on college campuses in the U.S. have felt unsafe, and that 50% actively hide their Jewish identity.
It's always scary knowing that I go to school with these people that have these ideas that Jews are the devil or whatever. It makes me feel it makes me feel like I have to think about who I share my Jewish identity with.
According to Debbie Junker-Kale, executive director of Hillel at ASU, Hillel's mission is to educate students about the Jewish culture and raise awareness to these issues.
I don't think there's a single Jew that you'd find that would say they didn't care. It really makes you uncomfortable to know that that kind of bigotry can be found in what should be our safe space.
These Jewish students all agree that the rise of misinformation, especially on social media, is the driving factor of much of this anti-Semitism. We reached out to ASU and were directed to a number of statements on a university website titled "Standing Up to Anti-Semitism," including, quote, "ASU is a community that values diversity, tolerance, respect, and inclusion. We support open debate and honest disagreements, and we reject and will not accept anti-Semitism or hateful rhetoric of any kind." In Phoenix, Michelle Aaron, Cronkite News.
ASU will host a discussion about campus anti-Semitism with Yael Feinberg, an expert in contemporary anti-Semitism, October 14th at 7 p.m. via Zoom.
The U.S. Supreme Court began a new term today, and it's one that is already historic. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson will be on the bench for the first time since her confirmation earlier this year. This marks the first time a black woman will sit on the High Court. This term also will set a record for the most women on the bench at one time. These 4 justices, along with their 5 male counterparts, are set to decide a number of cases on high-profile issues. Some topics on the docket include affirmative action, gay rights, and internet speech. And starting tomorrow, the court will hear arguments in a case challenging part of the historic Voting Rights Act.
President Biden and the First Lady will be speaking the week surveying hurricane damage. Right now, they're in Puerto Rico, where Biden has announced $60 million in infrastructure funding. Nearly 10% of people in Puerto Rico are still without power after Hurricane Fiona hit a few weeks ago. The new funding will come from the bipartisan infrastructure law and is meant to help protect the island from future natural disasters. Biden's trip will continue to Florida on Wednesday, where at least 100 people have died from Hurricane Ian. Nearly 600,000 people in Florida are still without power.
Members of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, will meet on Wednesday to discuss a proposal to cut oil production by 1 million barrels a day. The plan would be the largest reduction in oil since the pandemic began. OPEC, along with Russia's allies, collectively known as OPEC Plus, will be meeting in person in Vienna on Wednesday. They hope the cuts will help prop up falling oil prices, but the measure could hurt the global economy. Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which began in February of this year, caused a rise in energy and gas prices around the world. After announcing the proposal today, oil prices have already increased by $3 a barrel.
The U.S. Postal Service's peak season pricing began yesterday and will stay in effect until January 22nd of next year. USPS says the price increases on delivery service are similar to previous years and help cover handling costs. The price hikes range from 25 cents to over $6. Businesses that use USPS to ship their products, like sellers on Etsy, could raise their prices to cover pricing changes. Other companies like FedEx, UPS, and Amazon have announced similar price increases.
Potentially hundreds of students in Arizona have a better chance at accessing college thanks to a new $1.2 million grant. Cronkite News reporter Connor McGill looks into how the program impacts underserved students.
With the help of AmeriCorps, the Next Step program welcomed 50 new advisors to classrooms all across the state this school year. The program primarily focuses on Title I schools.
It's a school that's like in a lot of different cities, which is...
Next Step advisor Kiana Curry's day starts out with students.
Student will be hard to get in.
A conversation about college turns into a conversation about the future. For many students, college is out of reach. But with the help of the Earn to Learn Next Steps program, students can see the future beyond high school.
I myself was a low-income student, and just the advantage of having somebody like a Next Step advisor at a school would have been amazing for somebody like me, especially coming straight from high school trying to go to ASU.
Curry gives step-by-step guidance to students at West High on the college process from admissions to financial aid. Principal Alex Horton believes the program offers something relatable to students.
It's good to have someone that can be one-on-one consistently with the kids, someone that is from their type of neighborhood or has grown up in the city of Phoenix and has gone to college.
For the last 3 years, the Next Steps program has impacted 10,000 students in 120 schools in Arizona. This new grant expands the program, targeting schools where many students' families have no college background.
For first-generation college-going students, they might not know all of the options that exist after high school.
Next Steps advisors train for a year before they start. Curry hopes she can be the person students lean on for guidance.
They need that support to show that they can do these things, and somebody is there to help them through it in any way possible. Being here, I think, has helped a lot of students, and me being younger and in college as well, it's made us able to connect a lot more.
The Next Step Advisor program hopes to expand out to more than 60 schools across the state over the next couple of years. In the studio, Connor McGill, Cronkite News.
Big traffic restrictions are in place today in the East Valley, and they are set to last for quite a while. The city of Tempe is repairing the water main that broke and flooded the US 60 and McClintock Drive back in May. But to do that, workers need to close the following areas. The ramp from US 60 eastbound to Loop 101 southbound is closed, as is the US 60 off-ramp at McClintock Drive. The westbound US 60 off-ramp at McClintock may also see some occasional closures. All of the restrictions will be in place from now until October 28th. The city says these repairs are needed to ensure that a similar break does not happen again.
Still ahead on Cronkite News, bears across Arizona are saying goodbye to summer and hello to winter. Hi, Bear Nation. See how you can participate in the fun of Fat Bear Week.
Arizona will be seeing more rainfall in the next coming days. Next, I'll show you where we can see that rainfall and when on Cronkite News.
This is the moment that we've been waiting for.
There's something different about you, a new brightness in your eyes.
Welcome to the Hotel Portofino.
How utterly charming. Something is coming, can you feel it now?
My dreams have been invigorated.
We like stories that are going to elevate us.
Feel it now.
What is your sense now of the situation?
Something is coming.
They gave us possibilities.
This is the opportunity to share my recipes.
Feel it now.
There are heroes everywhere you look.
Something is coming.
You're going deep into the heart of America.
The Holocaust is a story that Americans have to reckon with, too.
This is pure exploration.
Wow.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Today, there's a new trash pickup schedule. The city says it's changing the regular schedule for trash and recycling pickup to, quote, maximize efficiency. This will affect about 80% of the city. Bulk pickup times will also be changing in November due to staffing shortages. There's an interactive map on the city's website where you can input your address to see the new times. Just head to phoenix.gov/publicworks.
Fat Bear Week starts October 5th and runs through the 11th. This week, parks across the nation raise awareness for the time of year when bears start bulking up for the winter. Cronkite News reporter Sarah Blue is taking a look at how weight gain is going for bears up north.
Across Arizona, bears enter hyperphagia at the end of summer. During this time, bears prepare for their long winter nap by eating as much as possible.
So for a wild bear to be fat is a healthy bear, and it's important because, again, their whole life, their whole year is based around getting food.
Bears steadily fatten up for winter. One bear we met gained almost 10 pounds in 1 week. In the end of September, this bear, named Cronkite, already weighed 460 pounds. At Bearizona, bears are given around 40 pounds of protein every morning. In the wild, bears will eat everything they can.
Eventually in that hyperphagia stage, they're eating literally everything. Dead carcasses, they're eating berries, they're eating anything they can literally shove and put in their mouth, they're packing it in because they need to be as fat as they can to survive through a long winter.
Fat Bear Week was originated in Katmai National Park to raise awareness for the park's healthy grizzly population. This is a March Madness-style competition where viewers vote on which bear they think gained the most weight for winter. At Bearizona, they have their own version of this event with all female bears this year.
And what's cool is that during this week, we're going to show off some of our fat bears as we're going into hyperphagia and even past hyperphagia into a hibernation type state or type period of their life.
The goal is to educate people about what fat and healthy looks like for a bear. In Williams, Sarah Blue for Cronkite News.
Fat Bear Week runs nationally October 5th to 11th, and Bearizona runs their contest online starting this Sunday.
Fat Bear Week is a sure sign of fall, and here in the Valley, we can start looking forward to some cooler temps. Luke Vickery is in the Cronkite News Weather Center with our full forecast.
fairly comfortable temperatures right now in Phoenix. 91 degrees is what we're going to be seeing at 6 p.m. And as nightfall comes, we're going to be sitting in the upper 80s, down to the mid 80s, and even the low 80s later tonight. And we do have some pop-up showers right now towards the Payson, east of Payson, the Holbrook, Show Low area. That's where we're going to be seeing most of those pop-up showers these next coming days, mostly towards those higher elevation areas. You can see Flagstaff up here, definitely a part of that. Payson is going to be seeing a decent amount of rainfall as well. This is Thursday at 2:30, by the way, and Globe and White River. Those are going to be the areas we're going to be looking at to see that precipitation. But also, we have a flash flood warning out until 7 p.m. tonight. Those are going to be the areas: Flagstaff, Bullhead City, Lake Havasu area. Those are the areas where they're going to see that rainfall that can produce a lot of that runoff that can cause some of that flooding. And here's a look at where we're going to see a lot of that precipitation these next 3 days. You can see Wickenburg, the Payson area, even the Ajo area at 0.1 inches. That's where you're going to see some of that rainfall falling. And looking at our high temperatures for tomorrow, 95 here in Phoenix, 100 degrees in Yuma, and 100 up towards Bull City as well. Those triple digits temperatures Arizona really can't quite get away with. But looking ahead to our 8-day forecast, 10% chance of rainfall tomorrow. That's really all we're going to see for the remainder of the week. And our temperatures are going to get quite comfortable these next remaining days of the week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the weekend. Look at that 90-degree high on Sunday. When was the last time you remembered seeing a 90-degree high in the past few months? So looking forward to those temperatures. In the Cronkite News Weather Center, I'm Luke Vickery.
I'm Victoria Samuels. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. The University of Arizona hosted their annual Red and Blue game. Find out who is there when we come back.
Ain't no time for imitation, ain't no time for playing. I'm just gonna do me.
Know what I'm saying?
Try to steer the trouble.
Where's the fun in that?
You know how ladies can be.
I'ma do what I do.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
That way the flavors will marry nicely.
Can you tell me what I'm looking at?
I'm not looking for love, I'm looking for cookies.
And there's still places to discover.
It just absorbs you.
You can make this at home if you can't find it.
I will continue to eat and drink until you get here. Get here fast.
Cheers.
Oh, look at that. Oh, doesn't that look good?
We are going to be eating well.
It does work.
It does.
We got a happy little sky.
We're just getting started.
Welcome back to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Victoria Samuels. Saturday night, the ASU football team marched into the LA Coliseum to battle the 6th-ranked USC Trojans. It was the second straight game against a ranked team for the Sun Devils. It was also the second game under interim head coach Sean Aguano. And ASU showed some progress from week 1, keeping pace with the USC as the Sun Devils only trailed by 4 at halftime. But after intermission, it was all Trojans who pulled away with a 42-25 victory to remain undefeated, while ASU fell to 1-4 on the season. Aguano believes his squad needs to be a bit more conditioned in practice this week as they prepare for a speedy Washington team.
The accountability, the discipline part where we don't make those mistakes in the game. And so if it's done on a daily basis, I think they'll be accountable during the game. They understand where I'm coming from.
ASU will face its 3rd straight ranked opponent when the Sun Devils play host to Washington on Saturday. On Friday night, their annual red and blue game, the University of Arizona men's basketball team gave fans a first look at this year's squad, and a few surprise guests made an appearance. Cronkite News reporter Ryan Mesa takes us down to Tucson for the big night.
As college basketball season awaits tip-off, the Arizona men's basketball team brought the magic back to McHale Center in Tucson for the red and blue game. Fans packed a sold-out arena to watch the Wildcats participate in shooting competitions, slam dunk contest, and a friendly scrimmage. The reigning Pac-12 champs and AP Coach of the Year also welcomed back some former Wildcat greats, including Jason Terry, Richard Jefferson, and DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, it is to have these former players, you know, embrace the program like they are and to make the effort they did to come here and be a part of this was really cool.
It's always a special moment when Wildcat legends return to McHale Center for a visit. But for players like Umar Ballo, their presence means much more.
For us, seeing those guys who played here a long time ago, and we're really grateful for them. We're here because of them. They set the standard high. We know they are watching us, so we have to do our best for the program and for those guys.
And to show respect to those guys who came before Ballo, the team is rocking some new threads this season to pay homage to the first Final Four team in 1988.
The pride wearing Arizona uniform, especially back in the days, guys like Steve Kerr who really set the tones for us. So we're just proud to get a throwback jersey.
From old school to new school, class is always in session as the current players follow the path from those that came before them. In Tucson, Ryan Mesa, Cronkite News.
Arizona's first exhibition game will be on November 1st in Tucson versus Western Oregon. Grand Canyon University was not to be outdone in their own annual Midnight Madness event. As Cronkite News reporter Marley-Zanna Thompson tells us, students filled the arena, showing off their rock and roll themed attire, bringing energy that shook the court.
It's the greatest show on the West Coast. So it's got a basketball element, but it's also just to show off all the great other cheer, dance, band, and it's almost like a Vegas show in a way with the entertainment it provides.
Midnight Madness is a chance to get the GCU community excited about the upcoming men's and women's basketball seasons. And the Havocs, who are regarded as one of the rowdiest fan bases in the country, help get the party started.
Havocs are loyal and intense and exciting and passionate. I love that because that kind of complements our brand and my personality. I love all the energy that you're able to get from a student group like that. In turn, I think it just develops kind of this kind of tight-knit culture and family atmosphere around GCU.
Not only is this event a one-of-a-kind experience for the students, but also for the transfers and incoming players, it is unlike any event they have ever been a part of.
I thought to myself, this has got to be the most devoted crowd, devoted fan base I've ever seen before. They didn't miss a beat. We never had anything like this at my school last year. I'm really lucky to be a part of such a great program like this. It was the best time ever.
As the season approaches, GCU looks to rock the basketball world. In Phoenix, Marley-Zanna Thompson, Cronkite News.
Also today, a Russian court set an appeal date for Phoenix Mercury star Brittany Griner. Griner will get a chance to appeal her 9-year sentence for drug possession on October 25th. That's it for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Jacob.
Still ahead on Cronkite News, there's a new way to pay for goods on Amazon. The new partnership that's letting people pay with food stamps online.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
and develop your skills with the latest technology.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication's Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Check this out. Amazon recently announced a new way shoppers can buy groceries using food stamps. It's a new portal called Amazon Access. People who get government assistance can load their SNAP EBT card onto Amazon's website. Then you can use it on any Amazon Fresh delivery. In some cases, you may qualify for free shipping. Plus, there's a program that lets customers pay over time. Amazon says they want to help provide less expensive options for people who are struggling financially.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.